You're standing in a remote Russian forest, towering trees, the hush of dusk settling in. A child's hand holds the camera, voice calm, almost curious. It's over there. Then, appearing from behind the foliage, something moves like nothing you've ever seen at all. Bipedal form, its arms unnaturally long, gliding through the forest with the grace of a wild primate. It is not human, it is not a bear, it is something deeply unsettling. As it steps out, its stride is fluid, almost effortless, as though gravity itself yields to it. In seconds, it leaps, covering huge swaths of terrain in a single bound. One Reddit user said, "The way it jumps as it moves that much distance in such a short amount of time. This may be the most convincing video I've seen." Another observed, "The proportions of that thing are not human. The creature's shoulders are broad, arms massive, and knees bend in ways that suggest a primate anatomy mixed with something mythic." Redditors have called it one of the top 3 most credible Bigfoot videos, labeled intriguing. Not enough to jump to conclusion, but undeniably different from the blurry, shaky footage we're used to. There's no panic in the voices behind the camera, no frantic screams. The dog alongside them, silent, almost indifferent. Odd. Experts note, a real wild animal of that size, particularly a primate, should trigger chaos, barking, shouting, fleeing. But here calm prevails. One commenter noted that in Russia, witnessing extraordinary events often elicits little reaction. People might simply shield their eyes and carry on. That very restraint, though, feels staged, almost rehearsed. Zooming into the footage frame by frame reveals more anomalies. The figure uses its arms to propel itself forward, deliberate, powerful grips on nearby trees. That fluid movement isn't something a human in a suit could perform without mechanical aid. As another Redditor put it, it doesn't move like a guy in a suit that's oversized. Could this be an escaped APA gorilla or chimp? The meadow is far from any zoo, and such escapes are rare in Russia. Even assuming a suit, the athletic leap, the limb proportions, the muscular definition, it would require an athlete and a Hollywood-grade costume to fake this convincingly. Yet no such evidence has surfaced. Another point, the creature's gait is not random. It moves with intent, purpose, as though it knows the terrain. And though the footage stops abruptly after the leap, it leaves an echo of something intelligent behind. A creature that understands too much of being watched, of cameras. One thoughtful Reddit user said there is no sign of panic or surprise, no wasted movement, suggesting awareness and intent. We must consider folklore. In the mountains of the Caucasus, Siberia, and Central Asia, legends speak of the Almaz, sometimes called the Almasti Wild. Nocturnal hominids covered in thick fur, walking on 2 legs, shy but powerful. Soviet researchers even mounted expeditions in the 1950s and 60s to search for them, convinced that relict hominids, possibly Neanderthal descendants, might still roam the mountains. Some local accounts even describe brutal attacks, animals killed, belongings taken, but evidence was never conclusive. Still, the myth persists. Could this video be the first modern visual evidence? Its qualities check many boxes: height roughly human but larger, limb proportions distinctly athletic, movement fluid, powerful, primate. Behavior: no panic, no screeching. Experts like Thinkerthunker and Bigfoot Tony have done multi-angle analyses and found no obvious CGI artifacts. Too many Bigfoot enthusiasts, this ranks among the most credible sightings, better than countless grainy phone clips, but skepticism remains essential. Some argue the child and dog should have reacted more visibly. A skilled gymnast in a suit could possibly approximate the gait, though the effort required borders on improbable. One outdoor veteran noted, "Some easy ways to spot a person in a suit is the movements. Those are wasteful and erratic. Then there's the issue of scale. Is the forest background reliable, without depth markers? Could perspective fool us? These are fair questions. And in a world of viral hoaxes, we must beware confirmation bias." Reddit itself is split. Some call it a possible escaped ape. Others dismiss it as an elaborate hoax or misidentification. While folklore speaks of the Almaz feeding on roots and berries, avoiding human contact, this video shows something bold, enough to emerge during daylight, yet cautious enough to vanish after a single leap. It's in that balance, in that tantalizing blend of bold and furtive, that the footage becomes haunting. What happens next? At this moment, viewers are left with questions pressing at the edges of belief. We don't know the origin, no footprints, no DNA, No follow-up expedition yet, but this snippet of motion through the forest invites us to wonder, is humanity sharing this planet with something unnamed, something ancient? Or are we once again falling for a crafted illusion, a perfect storm of perspective, costume, timing and our own desire to believe? So here we stand. On one side, a tall, powerful figure, undeniably not human in movement or form, vanishing like smoke among the trees. On the other, doubt her ever-present companion whispering about suits, actors, viral fame. But as the forest swallows the last echo of a monstrous leap, one truth remains. We are hooked, watching still, in the dark, hoping to see what comes next. Now it's over to you. Was this footage our first real glimpse of the Almazy Russian Bigfoot of legend, or just the most elaborate hoax yet? Maybe the calm reaction was cultural lore, part of the act. Maybe the athletic leap was genuine, or trickery. What's your take? Comment below and tell us. Do you believe this was a wild, unknown hominid, or just a trick of perspective, a viral prank, or an escaped primate? Your opinion could tip the scales in this mystery still unfolding before our eyes.